Hello everybody and welcome back. This is called the Stone Platform. So in case this doesn't work, which ending should we do first? Should we do Ronnie's, or should we do the basic one? My opinion that we should do Ronnie's because it's the more elaborate one, and in case this doesn't work, we'll have the better of the two, probably. Oh, I can't do Frenzied Flame, I don't have it. I'll do it another character. Yeah, let's do Ronnie's then.
The battle is over, I see. I do solemnly swear to every living being and every living soul. Now cometh the age of the stars. 1,000-year voyage under the wisdom of the moon. Here beginneth the chill night that encompasses all, reaching the great beyond. Into fear, doubt, and loneliness, as the path stretcheth into darkness. Let us go together. My dear consort eternal.
I can't wait for Torch to make that ring. Just saying. Alright, we're gonna skip this. It does. Amazing. Alright, so we just did Ronnie. And so, once everything has come back up for everybody, we will do Marika. Everybody ready? I don't think there is another ending lurking around here somewhere. Okay. All right. Wow. Wow. Okay, so which one? I believe this is the same ending per the trophy, but which one is the most interesting? Mend the Elden Ring sounds a bit basic. Mending Rune of Perfect Order or Mending Rune of the Death Prince? I, considering it's Easter, think that we should use Mending Rune of the Death Prince. Yeah, let's go with death. Happy Easter, everybody. He rises again. Oh yeah, I could just save scum this. Hold on. Yeah, let's just do it. I don't think that's how it works, Tarnished. Oh wait, maybe it does. It's a FromSoft game.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the age of the Duskborn.
Welcome back. Let's do the next ending.
fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord in our home across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the age of order.
You're not wrong. The designs that the ring take when mending is way more interesting. But we'll be back. We'll finish off with the basic ending. No. And then we'll have a discussion. All right. Yeah. That's almost nothing but force of will, really.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord in our home across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall an age of fracture.
Interesting. Like, the rune isn't as interesting here as it is in the other ones, but it's called the Age of Fracture. And that, my friends, is Elden Ring. 115 hours or so. What did we think? Hey, Smoot. Thank you, Smoot. Thank you. So I haven't thought about it. Now starts the time for thinking about it. It's the Age of Fracture because you're not using a mending rune. You are just kind of saying, you're stuck here, Marika, and my power is going to keep you here. But everything is fractured, so everything's fractured. With the order ending, it's as I think Hunter points out. And Hunter points out is that Gold Mask decided that to have perfect order, you need to have a very specific idea of not letting your emotions dictate anything, which also means empathy. No empathy, just pure objectivism. Because Gold Mask decided that humanity's ambition was the problem. And all of them except Frenzy. So there's that. His rune basically encircles everything. And from what we looked at it looked like the sun with the corona, like in an eclipse. So remember, the sun's never quite your friend in a From Software game. So the Age of Order, maybe Goldmax did go insane, but in his insanity, probably decided that, the sun needed to rule over everything. So, yeah. And then the Death one is probably the most interesting one, because the Death rune is placed at a chakra. Not the chakra we've been talking about with the solar plexus, which has been kind of sus for the entire game, but at the belly button chakra. I'm gonna have to look that up. But, yes, you have to take the needle to Placiduax and purge it. But, it's still, you're still not getting it either way. What was I saying? Yes, and then you start the Duskborn, which I guess creates a new people who are neither alive nor dead. Gemma Whelan, yeah! Oh, Claire Corbett's in this game. That's Yosefka, I think. Yeah, the bottom of the... And I keep mentioning it, but the bottom of the Elden Ring looks like a scythe. So, placing the Death Rune at the chakra at the very bottom... Very interesting. And, like I've been mentioning, the chakras in that belief understand that the chakras are jewels, the cosmos within a person, and that's literal in this game. With Ronnie's ending, she's just like, you know what? We don't need to create or mend really anything. We're just piecing out. We're leaving. Bye. We're going to forge our own path away from the Great Rune, or maybe even away from the Greater Will. Hunter, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll probably show up for your stream very soon. By the way, business intelligence is just statistics for business. It's Power BI. It's what I do at work sometimes. It's taking a lot of math, throwing it at a program, and then running analyses on it. They call it business intelligence. Man, this game is huge, and we did pretty much as possible while being Twilight, kind of in Twilight. Original Xbox huge. I keep joking, but this game is this game can just basically be Shadow Tower Queensfield. Like, I don't know if I'll ever do as much here again, but other characters will probably just, like, do what it needs to do to get through. I feel like we did a lot of exploration. I feel like we did a lot of talking. Now is actually the hard part, and that's like digging through what we've spoken about and then trying to synthesize it without sounding like a lunatic like Brother Corin or Gold Mask, or deciding that it's broken and you need to remove humanity's like free will from the order. We will not start Journey 2. Gideon is Gone. The ladies are still here. Oh, we have a couple of new things that Gideon didn't leave, like, we didn't get from Gideon. Black Flame incantation of the Godskin Apostles. The Apostles were all embraced by the Gloam-eyed Queen, and the Black Flame was their armor within. Law of Causality. The fundamentalists describe the Golden Order through the powers of regression and causality. Causality is the pull between meanings. It is the connections that form the relationships of all things. And Lord's divine fortification. Gideon gained true knowledge after his long exchange with the two fingers, discovering all had been broken long ago, that the trembling fingers bent with age and the air tree itself were no exception. So, like, a few people, more than a few people, like Gideon, Goldmask, they understood that things were broken, and not like in the, it's obviously broken because it's called the shattering kind of thing. It's just, the system is broken. But Goldmask decided, because it probably should still be here, maybe. Goldmask decided that the instability of ideology is blamed upon the fickleness of the gods no better than men. That is the fly in the ointment. Because people are at the head of the order and not pure objectivism, objectivism, that's the problem. So that's what Goldmask considered. And he created a rune because maybe he was onto something, but it looks like an eclipsed sun. And the sun is never quite your friend in a From Software game. So I kind of look at his ending with a little bit of side-eye, because it doesn't exactly solve the problem, and it just kind of makes everything a prison. Even more so than it already is. Death is probably the most interesting thing. And it creates the Duskborn. We're very interesting. Probably with 1 foot in death and 1 foot in life. And then you have Ronnie, who is the night, basically the night ending. And it's like, you know what, it's too broken to be repaired, let's just peace out. Like, that's my initial thoughts as to what the endings are about. But it's going to take a bit more thought and digging around to understand, and to come to a synthesis of all these ideas. So, what is next for me is a bunch of probably lore videos. I don't think... Gideon's a weird case because he's like, well, I never thought a Tarnished could become Elden Lord. Which includes him. But he's still in our way. Right? So maybe he was gonna try, or maybe he was just keeping us away because he didn't want a Tarnished to become Elden Lord. Something seemed to have snapped in Gideon. But whether he was going to try to do it himself or just stop us from doing it, that's the hard problem. Yeah, no, he's been a douche. He's been not great for ages. Nefeli says that as much. Because Nefeli was like, ideologically, she wanted to be rah-rah, save and protect the people. I will protect everybody. Which probably suggests that, like, Hora Lu wanted to protect everybody, and that's where most of his problem, his ambition comes from, that he wanted to protect people. But, like, Gideon told her what she wanted to hear, and then turned out that he wasn't that. And, that sent Nefeli on her own journey of self-discovery, I guess. But yeah, this year we'll be working on some synthesis. I don't know how quickly it's going to happen. I've got to do some research, do some writing, and then figure out what footage I'm using and put it together. It's going to take a while. I hope you wait up for it. Initially, I think I'm going to do, like, at least 3 videos. One for every of the pillars of the ontology that I've identified. Starting with Revelations and all of those references, and probably ending with Moog, Melania, Miquella, and twins. In the middle, we'll probably do some Hermeticism. They could just switch back and forth depending on how fast things get written. Other things this year that I'll probably be doing, Shadow Tower 98, maybe Kingsfield Additional, but that's going to be a project and a half. Yeah. So, we finally did it. We finally have become Elden Lord. It took a big curved sword and lots of aggression, but we were able to do it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been 115 hours, and especially for those who have been at pretty much every stream or have listened or watched every YouTube video, we're going to be up to maybe 50 at this point. Thank you so much for sticking with it and hanging out with us and listening to us chatter and fight and do all of that. I know you have so much asking for your time, including this game if you are playing it yourself. And I hope to see you next time in the next game, or the next playthrough, the next journey. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye!